In 2024 alone, I helped manage 12 advertising campaigns across 12 different businesses, and every single one of them was successful. Full screen this video, pull out a paper and some pen, take some notes. If you don't know who I am, my name's Steven. I work with home improvement experts to help get 20% more jobs month over month. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to run advertising for yourself in 2025. So first and foremost, this is why you need to run ads. Just to keep it really brief, if you're currently doing word of mouth is great, but what ends up happening is you're just kind of clueless, shooting in the dark, talking to people, and then they go tell their friends, but maybe they don't tell their friends, and the jobs don't look very predictable, and this is what your jobs end up looking like. You have some good months, and you have some bad months, and you have really good months, and really, really good periods, and then really bad periods. And what happens is you end up flatlining, and you end up staying consistent with your revenue from the year before, all right? If you are not currently running any advertising and you did 2 million last year and you did 2 million this year, then this is exactly what's probably going on, is that the word of mouth stays the same and it's very hard to grow this way. Whereas when you run advertising, say you were to start running ads January 1st, 2025, you are now speaking to every single person in your market all at the same time. You are finding the right creative to put in front of that person, and your jobs go like this. Maybe for the first couple months it's a little rough, but then once you get 4 or 5 months in, your jobs start to exponentially increase over time. Okay, and so this is what we were trying to do: is this is inconsistent, and this is consistent. More importantly, it is predictable. Okay, because in this situation on the left right here, if you go and talk to people and tell them about your service and they get your service and then they go tell other people, this person might not tell the next person. And so what ends up happening is you are left in the dust right here, right? Clueless as to where your next job is going to come from. And another thing that I've noticed a lot too could be an issue is that when the job finally comes, it's the only job you've had in a month or so. And so when the customer says, I don't want to do it at that price, you discount to match to their expectations because it's the only job you can get and you need to keep food on the table. That is not the way that we want to live. This is over with. We are done doing this. It is time for a new day. It's 2025, okay? The more your face is on the internet, the more you're going to get paid. Internet is changing. Marketing is changing. Business is changing. And so in order to change your business, you have to start running ads. Your first step is to figure out what creatives you're going to run. This, although it may seem like the biggest portion of the entire thing, it does make a major difference. However, there's a lot of other steps that are more important than the creative itself. I've seen people run really, really ugly creatives that perform so well, doubled their business in 2 to 3 years. Insane, okay? I've seen insane ads being ran before that didn't look good and converted. So the first step you want to do is figure out your hook, your offer, and your call to action, okay? Your offer is the most important part. This is the most, anything that I'm talking about in this particular step, the offer is the most important. And I would actually argue that the offer is probably the most important of the entire funnel. Like if you don't have a good offer dialed in, it's not going to work. The picture could be ugly, but the offer, man, the offer really, really matters. If you don't know how to build an offer, look at my channel. I have like 5 videos on offer creation if you get stuck, so you can check that out yourself. So you want to figure out a hook for your content. This is if-then statements, yes questions, a crazy case study, and calling out your audience. So calling out your audience looks like this. Attention Nashville homeowners. That's calling out your audience. Yes questions. Are you looking for a new roof? If-then statements. If you've been affected by the recent hail damage, then you might qualify for a new roof. And then the fourth one is a crazy testimonial. In the recent hailstorms this year, Mike had a tree fall into his roof. Luckily, we were able to get everyone out of the house safely and fix his roof. These are the 4 different types of hooks that you can use to pull in your audience. So come up with multiple different hooks. Have one that's like attention Nashville homeowners. And then I just gave you 4 of them, right? So let's say you use 3 of the 4 for these hooks, right? Then you want to come up with your offer. Like I said, we already went over offer creation, and you want to figure out a way to message that offer in a couple of different manners, okay? So for example, I could say for myself, my offer is to get you 20% extra jobs month over month with this process that I'm breaking down right here. But the offer is get you 20% extra jobs month over month. Okay, that's one way to say it. The other way to say it is get 20% extra jobs month over month with your money back guaranteed, right? So that's another way to phrase it. And so I've now found 2 messaging ways to approach the audience with my offer. And call to action, usually if you're running ads, your call to action is click the link below. But if you're doing a phone call or you're doing a message campaign, you can say call this number or send me a message on Facebook. The biggest thing you need to understand here is you only want to have 1 call to action per video. okay? Don't say call this number and then click this button here and send me an email, because people get confused and don't do anything. Pick one call to action. So that's the first step. You figured that out. The second step is to then mix and match these hooks and messaging and call to action that you've created, right? There's a few ways you can do this. You can take videos of the work that you've done and you can just put print text over the video saying, need a new roof, right? I've seen that perform very well, and I've personally ran ads like that have performed really well as well. You can also do an ad where you pull your phone up and you say, hey guys, just want to let you know real quick, this is our company, this is our offer, this is what we do. Click the link below if that's something you're interested in. That's like a face video, right? You just pick up your iPhone. You don't have to go get an expensive camera crew. And the third way to do this, in my opinion, is to take a picture and write text over it. But there's plenty of ways that you can create an offer and create a video that resonates with your audience. So say we go with the talking head one where you just have your phone in your hand. You record yourself saying multiple hooks. Attention Denver homeowners, attention moms in their 30s, whatever it is. And then you mix and match those hooks. So hook one is attention Nashville homeowners. Hook two is, have you been affected by the recent hailstorms? You can use hook one and then match it with message two, and then hook two and match it with message one. So now you have two creatives. If you mix and match all of these things here, you have plenty of creatives to test with, right? So you can play around with your hooks and your messaging and your call to action, because the more you test, the more you find out quickly, right? Using this method right here, you will already have 5 to 10 ad creatives that you can now go push to the market. If you need more help on this, I have a full video on my channel about this. I will probably link it in the description. And if I forget, it's like 2 months ago I uploaded it. The third thing is to mix and test this offer, okay? So like I said, mix around this and then test it. Test it, test it, test it. You want to test for more than at least 3 months, if not 6. You really, really want to see, is the audience grabbing this offer? Okay, the biggest mistake that I see people make when they run ads is they'll run ads for 2 weeks, they won't get any jobs or they won't get any good leads, at least in their opinion, and then stop the ad campaign, right? I know guys who literally, when a lead comes in, they call that lead 15 times. You filled out my form. I'm going to call you over and over and over again, right? Test, test, test. Pay attention to your metrics, okay? Cost per acquisition, cost per lead, cost per click, cost per 1,000 impressions. Those are, oh, and click-through rate. Those are my 5 key performance indicators for what's working. And you can see all of that in your Facebook dashboard. Now, the second step here is lead intake. This is very important, okay? Sometimes people will run ads and then they'll have the lead go onto Facebook, and then you have to download the CSV file from Facebook and see if the lead came in. You want to get notified, and you also want to qualify these customers. Okay, that is the most important part of this lead intake, is to qualify customers. Okay, and there's 2 ways that we do this. All right, I've used every single campaign conversion metric. I will say, hands down, the best 2, in my opinion, are Facebook forms or landing pages. For home improvement, I've realized that Facebook forms are great. Also, for a landing page, to have a damn good landing page, you're probably going to have to hire someone to build that landing page for you. It might cost you about $2,000. So realistically, unless you know how to build a landing page yourself, but I would probably hire someone to do that. And if you need anyone to make a website for you, I got a guy. Just click the link in the description and I can get a beautiful landing page sent out to you. Facebook form is the best way to start out, especially if you're in home improvement, if you do roofing or flooring or tile or whatever it is. Facebook form is the best way to go. Information you want to collect at the minimum is first name, last name, email, phone number. Okay. I like to start with a few questions so we can see the frequency that's coming in from here. Okay, we need to see frequency from the ads before we start talking about quality. Okay, slowly over time, I start adding qualifying questions. Do you have home insurance? What's your budget? What's your timeline on your project? Asking these kind of questions helps you pre-vet the customers. And so that way you don't have to get on the phone with people who aren't interested in buying and are just window shoppers. Okay. So if you decide to use a Facebook form, that's the way to go. If you don't use the Facebook form, you need to use a landing page. Okay. Now the landing page is, this is kind of the flow that we usually use for a landing page. So you have a form very similar to Facebook, and then you send them to a calendar page, and then after that you send them to a thank you page, right? And then from there they get automations knowing about their appointment. This works very well because they get to book the appointment automatically. The reason why this is harder to do is because people usually don't like to leave the site. They don't want to leave Facebook or Instagram. They'd rather stay on site. And so Facebook forms, you'll probably have a better conversion, but you'll have a lot higher quality with a landing page. Make sure if you have a landing page to install a pixel. Go on YouTube and look up how do I install a pixel onto my website. The Facebook pixel allows Facebook to see all the click-through rate and analytics from your website, so that way it can add that to your data on Facebook. You always want to be tracking all of your data. That's one of the most important things here. I didn't mention this before, but this is how your new sales funnel will look. And the reason I mentioned this is because I'm going to erase this because we need more room. This is predictable. What you were doing before wasn't. This is predictable, and that's why we're doing it. The third step is to integrate your leads from Facebook into a CRM. The CRM that I recommend undoubtedly is Go High Level. If you need any help with Go High Level, go onto my channel and I have a full tutorial on how to use Go High Level. I have so many videos on Go High Level and I'm going to keep dropping them all the time. So subscribe if you're going to start using Go High Level. So when a lead comes in, the lead will come in from the Facebook form and then it will go into the CRM. So any qualifying questions you have, you need to have those integrated into your CRM. And then you need to send automated text messages and notify your sales team. Okay, so notify your sales team so that way they can call them immediately as soon as the lead comes in. And we'll go over that more in the next step. But this is exactly, usually I don't like to give exact text messages. And the reason why is because I think you should probably spend some time to learn a text message yourself. But this is probably the secret sauce that if I can give you anything in this video, this is the secret sauce right here. This text message has helped me convert more jobs than any text message I've ever tried as that first initial message to send off to the customer. And that is, hey, John, did you fill out a form on Facebook or Instagram about getting, and then this is your offer right here. Getting whatever your offer is. I put in my offer, getting 20% more jobs month over month. Reply yes if so. That gives the customer a prompt to say yes. Okay, and when they do, you also want to notify the sales team. You want the sales team to know when the lead says yes, because this person is more qualified than the one that doesn't respond. And even after this text message, even if they don't respond, you should still be sending them more messages. I usually like to say, as a rule, until you've been in contact with the customer for at least 15 engagements, I wouldn't even call it lost. And even after 15, unless that person buys, dies, or unsubscribes, I would not mark them as lost. Okay? Keep calling them. Keep nurturing them and reply to them and talk to them. And they will buy eventually, or they will say they're not interested. And then that's one less person that you have to deal with. So before you get into the fourth one, I just wanted to say really quick, a CRM is Customer Relationship Manager. If you don't have one of those, you need to go get one of those right now. There's like no time to waste. A Customer Relationship Manager has taken me miles further than everyone else. And same thing with everyone that I work with. When you have a CRM that is dialed in to respond to customers and to help you nurture those leads and turn them into sales, you will close so many more sales that you are currently closing. I would even argue if you got a CRM and just uploaded your current client list into them and then nurtured them through email campaigns, you will close a lot more jobs. A lot more jobs. Okay? A CRM is so important. If you don't have one of those, if you take anything from this video, go get a CRM right now. Right now. Get Go High Level. There's a free snapshot that literally shows you how to start your Go High Level on my channel. I'll put it in the description. I'll put the Go High Level snapshot in the description. You can check that out. And you can go ahead and start using that CRM today to start closing more clients. Today, you can do that. Go High Level is the one I recommend, but there's Salesforce, HubSpot, Job Nimbus. There's so many CRM platforms out there. Find the one that works for you and go use it. The next step is to book the call or inspection, okay? You want to call this client, and then you want to call them again, and then you want to call them again, okay? They filled out your form on Instagram. What's the holdup? This person was at some point interested in buying. The faster you call, the better it is. When you have a CRM, you can notify your sales team when a lead comes in, and you can call that lead within the first 30 seconds. You have a big chance of conversion within the first 30 seconds of the lead coming in. Even the first 5 minutes, you have a higher percentage chance of converting than if you call them 24 hours later. If you just try to run some ads and you don't do the rest of this process, you will miss out on millions of dollars in opportunities. The next step after calling them is to send them the calendar link on the phone, or the best thing to do is to just say, hey, my team will be in your neighborhood next week or my team will be in your neighborhood tomorrow. What's a good time to book a call? And I have sales conversation and cold calling conversation tactics and tricks on my channel. You can go check that out after this video. Once that's done, once you book those appointments, you need to send them appointment reminders. This also comes from the CRM. If you don't have a CRM, go get it. I'm not going to say it again. That's the last time. CRM will send out automated reminders. You can use Go High Level and use their calendar, or you can use Calendly. Calendly is free, and it also sends out reminders to their emails. Okay, they need to understand. They set an appointment. It's time for you to show up for the inspection or the call or whatever it is that they're showing up for. Once you've done all 4 of these things, you have now successfully created that sales funnel. Okay, and you are now bringing in cash. This is where you collect the cash. Okay, this is a predictable sales funnel. Now, there's a few things that you have to understand with this. First of all, you need to test your ads, test the type of ads, test the hooks, test your Facebook funnel, test the message that you're sending, right? I already gave you a great message. This has always worked for me, but if it doesn't work for you, things don't always work for everyone. If you need to find a new message, you can do that. Test different automated text messages and sales notifications, test appointment reminders, test the calendar name, literally everything. Test everything you can. And the best way to figure this out is if you're not getting at least 100 of the conversion metric, you need to stay there first. You need to work from the top down. So for example, if you're not getting 100 people who are seeing your ad every single week, then there's something wrong with the ad, or honestly the way you set up your Facebook campaign. You need to figure that out. If you're not getting at least 100 clicks on your Facebook form a week, then you need to work on the Facebook form. If you're not getting at least 100 leads a month, then you need to work on that. And then you need to keep going down the process. How many impressions are you getting? Are you getting 100 impressions on your landing page? Okay, so it's not the ad that's the problem. There's something wrong with the landing page. So change the headlines, change the form, change the calendar link, A to B test the landing page. That, by the way, is what a marketing company does for you, because you can go set all of this stuff up, but at the end of the day, if you can't figure out what needs to change and how to change it, then you will be stuck throwing money into this software. This is why people hire me, because this is what I do. I fix your landing pages. I make sure the form looks good. I make sure your ads look good. And then we keep testing and testing and testing. You cannot give up. If you learn anything from this video, you cannot give up after 2 weeks. Many people run an ad, get mediocre results for 1 week, and then give up. Okay? To have a successful Facebook and Instagram ad campaign, you need to at least be running it for 3 months, and you need to have an expert behind it, looking at every single thing that is going on and seeing how we can make it better. The last tip that I want to recommend when it comes to ad spend, make sure that you are spending no less than $1,500 a month. I would also recommend a 15% increase in ad spend over a quarter. So every single quarter, do a 15% increase. And if you're seeing good results sooner, then you can still increase the ad spend. 1,500 is the lowest I'd go. A really good ballpark number is about $3,000 a month on advertising. Okay. And if it sounds like a lot, if that $3,000 brings you back 30 grand, is it a lot? Or even if that $3,000 brings you back 9 grand, is it a lot of money? Right? So really, really think about that. When you're spending money on ads, you have to understand that you are going to put money into the system and you're going to learn things. But the problem is, if you don't understand all these different things that go into creating your ads, then it looks like you're just throwing money at the wall. But the thing is, you're not, because you might have to fix your landing page, and that's the only thing that needed to change. And you learn that by spending the money on ads. So if you spend $2,000 on ads and it doesn't look like it's working, you've now learned that it's not working, and then you can go find the problem and fix it. So don't give up on your ads if you're going to run any. If you're going to run ads in 2025, this is, again, how you do predictable work, how you bring in more predictable jobs and close sales easier and efficiently. If you want help with this, I will come in with my team and do all of this for you, so you don't even have to touch it. If that sounds interesting to you, if you're looking to get 20% more jobs month over month, click the link in the description, and let's make 2025 the year that you scale.